Hey everyone, I hope all of you are doing great. I welcome you all to this business valuation lecture number 1, which is there at your CMA Finals Group 4. Before I start digging into this subject, let me give you a few points. Point number 1, all these lectures are going to be in English language, which you will understand. Point number 2, these lectures are a part of SPM BV Fast Track lectures, which are specifically there for the upcoming attempt. Point number 3, the business valuation part, the full business valuation part, which will be taken by me, and the SPM part, which is already started, it's already been taken by CA Ravina Kumar ma'am. Many students have already bought the SPM BV Fast Track lectures. So the SPM part CA Ravina Kumar ma'am takes. If you want to see your lectures, the lectures are already uploaded on the YouTube channel, on the Hgpa YouTube channel. You can just scroll and you can just type the SPM CMA final. You can come across all these videos. The business valuation part, which I'm going to start, this is lecture number 1, is starting from today. Okay, and the main point, well, if you do not know me, if you have come across this video randomly across your YouTube channel, and if you've just stopped there and watching this video, let me introduce myself. My name is HARSHWARDHAN GAIKWAD. I'm from Hgpa classes, Pune. I take exclusive CMA final batches across 3 subjects: SFM, which you guys know me, law, and also your business valuation. Okay, so if you don't know me, now you know me very properly. And the guys who already know me, the students who are there, well, you know one thing, I'm a very exam oriented person. Okay, I don't wander around the bush. I will keep it to the point. I will make sure you get those marks by watching my videos. Okay, and yes, these couple of lectures will be there on YouTube. Okay, and afterwards it is going to be all paid lectures. But let me tell you one thing, paid lectures are not lakhs of money. Okay, it is very reasonable. So if you want to grab this opportunity, if you want to clear your upcoming examination, make sure you purchase these fast track lectures, which is actually a value addition. Okay, because if you have bought my SFM lecture, you would come to know that these lectures are not like that if you buy it. And also one more thing, you get this one more bonus, you can interact with me 24/7. Okay, I might delay for 1 or 2 days, but trust me, I will message you. So this does not mean if you buy the recorded lectures, you are completely isolated. No boss, that doesn't happen with Hgpa classes. I will be personally there. There is no assistant. There will be nothing. I will be there with you. Okay, so if you have any query regarding these subjects which I am teaching, I'm just a message away. Okay, now banging into this beautiful subject, business valuation. Well, for the ones who know, for the ones who do not know, okay, there are 4 chapters in this. Let's make this very simple. Okay, I know you know the index and all that, but just to start off it, I'm just doing it from the scratch. So there are 4 chapters for your business valuation, which is obviously of 50 marks. Now what does it say? Very simple. The first one is the valuation basics. The first one is the valuation basics, where what do you mean by valuation? What is difference between valuation and price? Benefits of valuation? Who can do valuation? From whom do we do valuation? All this stuff is there in your first chapter. This means that, sir, yes, it is completely theory. Okay, there's not in one single numerical over there. Now your journey starts from the second, third, and fourth chapter. Okay, where you have valuation models. You have valuation models. Okay, one more thing. If at all your SFM was very good at group 3, you are going to love the second chapter, because a lot of models, discounting for that matter, it is there in the second chapter. And well, if you are not in favor of SFM, then don't worry, I'm going to take it from the scratch. But this has a taste of SFM, the second chapter. Okay. Point number 3, this is the third chapter. Sorry, that is your valuation of. From where this red came, valuation of assets and liabilities. Assets and liabilities. Okay, now this is one heck of a chapter. Okay, you have everything. You have valuation inventory, you have valuation goodwill, etc. Important chapter. Okay, now this is practical. This is practical. Why am I writing in black? Practical, and then this is practical, which I'm going to write, and that is, which is the thumbnail actually, valuation of mergers and acquisitions. Wonderful chapter. Okay. Now you might have seen one thing which is very common across. Okay. That a lot of people, a lot of faculties actually start with this chapter only. Okay. The reason behind that is, so is it very simple to teach? No, it's not like that. The reason behind that is it covers approx 20 to 25 marks in your curriculum. Well, this means that yes, it's one heck of a chapter, because remember one thing, valuation basics will be taught. The ones who have bought my lectures, it will be at the end. Okay, at the end. Do not rush into this first chapter. Okay, obviously there's one more theory. Sir, pehle theory karenge. First we'll do theory and all, and then we'll go. No, boss. First, get a taste of this subject. What exactly is valuation? Why are we doing it? And the perfect way to get a taste is taste the starter. And the starter for this subject is this: mergers and acquisition, which we will start to it right in 2 minutes. Okay. So 50 marks, 4 chapters, as simple as that. Okay. Now we'll make it more simpler by starting with the first chapter. Now, remember, this is not demo lecture for the paid lectures. Okay. So if you are thinking this lecture on YouTube, that's going to revise afterwards. No, this is lecture number 1. Okay. So now mergers and acquisitions. Merger and acquisitions. Chalo. Okay. In the first 2 lectures, we'll get a taste of it. We'll go deep dive what exactly is M&A and all that. Okay. Now, in merger acquisitions, there is some theory of what exactly do you mean by merger, how many types of merger are there, why do you do merger, which benefits hai, disadvantage, everything is there, but afterwards, not now. Okay. The first thing which you need to get in your mind is all the new concepts, new words which are used in this chapter, which are used specifically for this chapter. See, whenever you're doing any other subject for that matter, accounts for that matter, SFM for that matter, law for that matter, Company Act for example, you have to get in that zone. Yes, I'm doing Companies Act. This is directors. Okay. So for that part, you first need to know the basics of M&A. Whenever you do Companies Act, you don't do directly directors and all that. First, you understand what is company, what are the features of company, and then you'll go ahead. The same way we are going to do with this. Okay. Now, first, merger acquisition. Now, crisp one line. A merger means what? Combination of 2 companies. When the companies come together, they merge and they become a new company. What is acquisition? Like purchase, take over of one more company. As simple as that. I'm not going to go deep in that, but one thing I'm going to tell you is that the few concepts which are used in this. Okay. Can you please write this down, everyone? The transferor company, also called as target company, also called as acquiring company. Acquiring company. Second, transfer. I'm going to explain this. Let me write first. Transferee company, acquired company. Okay. Now, what do you mean by this? One simple example. Pay attention. Let us say Anjuna Limited is there and Vagator Limited is there. Okay. Now, Anjuna Limited wants to take over Vagator Limited. Now, you might, sir, what is the simple example? Obviously, we know we had CMA finals, but dear, let me tell you one thing. What points can come up from this? Pay attention, please, everyone. The first basic point. Because see, if your concepts are very clear, no, I don't think this chapter is going to cause trouble for you. If Anjuna Limited wants to take over, see the words for what I'm using. If it wants to take over Vagator Limited, what will happen? This company will be called as what? The transferee company. It will be called as the transferee company, and this will be called as the transferor company. Also, the target company. Why? Because obviously Anjuna Limited is targeting Vagator. That's why it's called as a target company. Okay. Transferee company is also called as the acquired company, and acquiring company is called as the transferor company also. Okay. Now, sir, we got this. What is transfer? What is transfer? This is very simple. No, but remember one thing. Vagator Limited will be having some shareholders. Okay, right? Now, if Anjuna Limited wants to take over Vagator Limited, what exactly is going to happen in practical life? Please think over it. If Anjuna Limited wants control, it needs to purchase equity share. Simple. Then only they will get voting rights. Now, from whom they will purchase? The answer is these shareholders. So, Anjuna Limited, they have to come here to shareholders. Arey Baba, please sell your share. No. Then only I can purchase. Then only I can take over your company. So, the shareholder of Anjuna Limited, they will think, hey Baba, I will give you. No problem. I will give you. But how much paisa you are giving? Tell me how much money you are giving. This means what? This means what? This means there's one simple funda that these shareholders will either go for cash. They will obviously tell, I want paisa Baba. Second, they will say, don't give me cash. Give me shares of your Anjuna Limited. I like your company. That is called as stock offer. Pay attention. Huh? This example is important. You can just draw this also. Just pause the video and just draw it. Cash offer and stock offer. Now, obviously, advantages, disadvantages of these things. But get in the zone of this. This is what we are going to do. So, if at all, two options will be kept. Now, what is advantages and disadvantages to the company that the board of directors will decide? Or sometimes the question they will give you directly. This company wants to go for cash offer. Then you will go for cash offer only. The company wants to go for stock offer. Go for stock offer. Now, Arey Baba, the most important part is what? In all the Jamela, this is this. The share exchange ratio. Arey, even if Anjuna Limited tells, ki, no Baba, I will not give you cash, I will give you my share only. Take one of my share. Arey, but how much to give? There has to be some ratio. For example, 2:1. So what is this 2:1? For every one share of Vagator Limited, you will get 2 shares of Anjuna. This is not there. It's an example, okay? So this is how you have to compute the share exchange ratio. So how is share exchange ratio computed? That we'll see. This is what we have to do now, okay? So there are lots of other stuffs. So I just want to tell you that please, you should not get confused. Who's transfer, who's transferring, why this company is paying them cash and all. This is the reason. This is a very basic overview. Now, okay, this concept is there. Now, next, please write down. This is an important concept which you have to write like one page and then we want to stop. In this session, I've taken 3 sums, okay? Basic, fadu sums. If you do these sums, this foundation of the M&A will become very strong. Like those are not very chiller sums, like they're proper sums. But afterwards we solve in this session, our target is to complete 3 proper sums. In your module, in your institute module, that roughly 28 sums, if I'm not wrong, 28 sums, and we are going to go to every sum, okay? And after some point of time, after 2-3 days, you will only realize, it's such an easy punched chapter. What is this? After 2-3 days, not now, okay? Chalo. Now, third is what? Gains from this merger. I've already got my notes prepared, but the point is what I don't like. If you know, be my SFM, I don't like the PPTs and all that. Just read it. Okay, I don't like it. Time will go. Obviously, I'm writing it. Even you have to write. Okay, it will make sure that you are using your brains and hands and all that and writing it down. Okay, do not go for anything which is printed. That will obviously you're just reading it from there. Okay, that's why. It will take more time, but it will be there in your books, okay? The third concept is gains from merger. Beautiful concept. Gains from merger. Gains from merger. Now, what do you mean by gains from merger? Pay attention. I'll give you one simple example. Simple. 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. Sir, you will say, sir, what is wrong with you? What is this? Basic maths you don't know. I'll write something over there now. Value of A company plus value of B company is equal to this. This means what? If Idea and Vodafone merge together to form a new company, and the value of the new company, if it is more than the value of the original 2 companies, the extra thing is known as what? I hope you've got that. It is called as synergy effect. It is called as synergy effect. What word did I use? Synergy. Something extra. Obviously, I know 1 plus 1 is 2, but if it is 3, this means what? There's something extra happening, and that extra is your synergy effect. Are Baba, if two companies are merging together to form a new company, the original two companies will come together with their technology, expertise, and all that, human resources, big personnel. Are because of this, something is going to happen extra. If something happens, that is called as your synergy effect. That's why I've told there value of A plus value of B. I write here actually. So value of AB, if it is greater than value of A plus B, this is nothing but synergy effect. ये अपन लिखेंगे अभी. We'll write this down and then we'll go forward. Okay, I want this in your book. When two companies are merging together, then there may be gains from merger. Boss, the word is maybe, must nahi hai. So not like every merger will give rise to synergy. No Baba, no. It might happen that the value of before and after is same only. Then there is no synergy effect. If there is, then there will be. Okay. Then there may be gains from merger. If the value of combined entity after merger is more than sum total of values of individual entities before merger. Got it? Very simple. So that's what I've tried to do it. So value of AB is greater than value of A plus value of B. If this is the case, then there is synergy effect. Okay, that's it's called as gains from merger. Now you understand this when I start writing all the formulas and all the process and all. Okay, make sure you recollect what I've already see. These are concepts which we are going to use in solving the sums. Okay, cool. Next. So if this is the, what will be the merger gain? Tell me. Same. Merger gain will be what? Please tell me. So value of AB, same, minus value of A plus value of B. So the difference is going to be the merger gains. The difference. So 1 plus 1, 3. The 1 is your merger gains. Okay, simple. Next. Now write some few pointers because of merger gains. First point. Above merger gains may be shared by shareholders of transferor company and transfer company. Depends on negotiations what happens. The gains can be enjoyed by the main transferee company also, the one who is going to purchase obviously, or it might be shared also. Depends completely on the negotiation part. Second point. Now this is very important. If the price paid is more than the value of acquired company, the value of acquired company. This is an important point. Please write it very carefully. Then it is called as write this, cost of merger. Cost of merger. Okay. Now I'll explain you this point in a very simple language in one line. The value of the company which you were going to purchase was 50 lakh rupees. But the negotiation ended up in 70 lakh rupees. You already knew the value is 50 lakhs. Still you ended up paying 70 lakhs. What is the extra 20 lakhs? That is the cost of merger. Can I say it like this? Can I put it like this? It is the goodwill for which you are paying 20 lakhs. Because you wouldn't have paid extra 20 if the goodwill was not there. That is the name, the reputation in the society. And that, so the goodwill, the extra part which you are paying, which is more than the value, that is exactly your cost. You get this point? Also called as goodwill. I hope you got that point. I hope you have got that point. So cost of merger is equal to price paid, whatever is the price, it might be cash, okay, it might be stock, whatever it is, price paid minus the value of company before the merger. Like, that's how I put it. You're paying, for example, 70 lakhs you're paying, the value is 50 lakhs. So rupees 20 lakhs is the cost or goodwill. Okay, we also write here goodwill. For that only you're paying extra. Why will you pay extra? Okay, this is there. What should I write more? Okay, Achha, I'll give you one more point. This is important, right? Okay, if you write this, because when I start with the sums, it will be very easy for you, but you need to know the concepts. This gains from merger, what is this price paid, what is cost of merger, okay? And don't ratta. There are many people who make charts and all that. I don't think there's need for that. If you know what you're doing, if you know the concept behind it, I think it's very simple, okay? So whenever cost of merger comes, make sure what is cost of merger. When will cost come? How much price I am paying minus the value of that. If there is any difference, that is your cost, also called as goodwill. Now next, net gains to the shareholders of transferee company. Now tell me one thing, Baba. So what is this? Transferee company will enjoy merger gains. Well, sorry, this much merger gains is there. Very good, very good. If it is given the question, if they give directly the question, these will be the merger gains after the merger. But you tell me, it is given 50 lakhs is the merger gain. Baba, but your cost is 20 lakhs over here. They have given in the question, the merger gains out of this merger will be 50 lakh rupees. But one sec, how much is your net gain? What is the meaning of net gains? Whatever it is there, residual part. Out of 50, you are ending up paying 20 lakhs as a cost of merger. That is your goodwill. So, please write it over here. The net gains, whatever it is remaining after everything, net gains equal to what? Your gains from merger minus your cost of merger. Gains from merger minus cost of merger. Then whatever is there, that is your net gain for the transferee company. So if you're thinking, sir, this is very theory and all, I'm going to go in the sums, okay? But give me some time. Let me first take you through all of this stuff and then we'll go ahead, okay? The next point which I'm going to write is very more important actually. So basically, these are the steps which we are going to follow throughout M&A. Throughout M&A, very simple. The first one is steps in cash offer. Steps in cash offer. So if there is a negotiation, mutual understanding that okay, we are settling down on cash. The Anjuna Vagator company, the first example. So the shareholder of Vagator, they say we want cash, we don't want stock and all. So how is the process that we are doing? Okay, I have taken these sums today. So please concentrate on this. Step number one. Step number one. Compute merger gains. Compute merger gains. So compulsory or what? No, Baba. If any. They give in the question. They give in the question. Step number two. Compute the price paid. Very simple. Now you only think, you don't just write, think. Compute the price paid. How will you compute the price paid? Number of shares into the price which actually we are paying them. So if in the question they are telling they are settled down on rupees 25, that's the price which the shareholders, the transferred company are going to get. So what will you do? Price per share into number of shares, whatever they have, that is the price paid. Simple. Step 3. Compute the cost of merger. Compute the cost of merger. Now please, you have to know what is the meaning of this cost of merger. Now we just did it like 2 minutes before. Cost of merger is what? The price paid minus the value, okay, before merger. That's the compute cost of merger. Step number 4. Step number 4. Compute the net gains. This also we have done right now. Compute the net gains from merger. So see, what is this formula? We have just done it. Like your gains, whatever may be your gains, if it is there in the question, minus the cost of merger, whatever is there in your hand, that is your net gains. Now, this is khatam. This is there. Steps in cash out. Done. Now, next. Steps in stock offer. Here you need to stay a bit relaxed. Okay. Because there are a lot of steps and this is where you might little bit go wrong. But that's the reason I'm giving you steps. I know you won't understand anything right away. What are you writing? We don't understand only 5-10 minutes. Let me start with the sums. You will have an idea whatever is going on right now. Okay. Steps in stock offer. So what is the first thing? Step number 1. Step number 1. This remains the same. Compute merger gains. Compute merger gains, if any. Okay. Step number 2. Step number 2. This is important. This is exactly our first sum. Compute the share exchange ratio. Sir, this was not there in cash offer. How will it be there in cash offer? They're giving cash, right? For stock offer, you need to give shares of your company. For that, you need to settle the share exchange ratio. If you are in luck, they will give you in the examination, this is the share exchange ratio. But if you need to compute, you need to know how to compute. So, compute the share exchange ratio, also called as SER. I'll give you what, very simple, one line. It is transferor divided by transferee. Finish. So what did you just say? Transferor divided by transferee. Share exchange ratio can be computed by various methods on the basis of market price per share, on the basis of EPS, on the basis of net asset, whatever the hell it might be. You only have to do, for example, EPS of transferor company upon EPS of transferee company. Game over. Okay. So please write down. The share exchange ratio is equal to MPS, whatever they are writing in the question. It might be on any basis. EPS, net assets, whatever it might be. But of what? Transferor company. Divided by MPS EPS. See, that is not divided by, okay. This one sec. This is not divided by, it is like any order, it is oblique, okay. Net assets of transferee company. And this is so simple. Okay. Step 1, step 2. Okay. Step 1 was the same. If there are merger gains, if any. Okay. If you have already, if you have done with share exchange ratio, what will be your next step? To compute the number of shares to be issued by that transferee company. See, it's in one flow. Step number 3. Compute number of shares. Compute number of shares to be issued. Compute number of shares to be issued. Now this calculation will be obviously on the basis of what? Your step number 2. So whatever your share exchange ratio, you will compute the number of shares. Okay. Next, step number 4. Step number 4. Compute total number of shares. Compute total number of shares. Now remember one thing, even this step is linked to a step number 3, because the shares number which will compute in step number 3, it will be added into your own. For example, you get an idea when I solve the sum, but for now, for starters, let us say transferee company had 10 lakh shares, like from starting only. Now in step number 3, they issued 2 lakh shares. By this calculation, your total will be how much? 12 lakh. This will be this answer. Okay, the 10 lakh will be already given in the question. The only calculation which you need to do is what? 2 lakhs and 12 lakh. I hope you have got it. Next, very important. Compute the TMP, that is theoretical market price. Compute theoretical I think I got the spelling wrong now. What? Theoretical market price. What do you mean by this? Remember one thing. There is an estimation of a price. What can be the price? So how will you compute this? Simple. Market cap, that is market capitalization. How will you compute this? Number of shares into market price per share. Simple. Market cap of both the companies. Transferor company plus market cap of transferee company plus merger gains if any. Merger gains if any. If it is not there, put a big 0. Okay, big deal. Upon total number of shares. One sec. Upon total number of equity shares. Then you will get your theoretical market price. Okay. Now, step number 6. Step number 6. These are the same steps of a cash offer. What is this? Compute the price paid. Compute the price paid, which will be this price, the TMP, into number of shares. Number of shares issued. So this TMP is nothing but a step number 5, and its number of shares issued nothing but a this. Step number 3. That much price you will pay them. Step number 7 will be your cost of merger. This will be your cost of merger, which I think you know now. Step number 8 will be the net gains from merger. Net gains from merger. Simple. Okay. Now remember one thing. These are the steps. Now this will be more enlightened when you start doing the sums. Okay. So in today's session, as I already mentioned to you, I've already taken 3 sums. Now you have to please pay attention. You have to put your calc sheet ready. You have to be very much this. The ones who have bought the lectures, you will get this soft copy. You get it. Just relax. The ones who are watching for the first time, you need to just write it down. Okay. Chalo. Now I hope it is visible on the screen. Yes. First thing, okay, so these are some kind of sums. The first one is basically, this question is on share exchange ratio. I'll write it for you. The first sum is on share exchange ratio. We'll see what it is. Anjuna Limited wants to take over Arambo Limited following other details. Okay, so there are two companies, Anjuna Limited and Arambo Limited, and Anjuna Limited wants to take over Arambo Limited. Now remember one thing, this company will be called as what? Transferee company. This company will be called as transferee company, and this company will be called as transferor company. Okay, they're not asking in this examination, but I'm just writing it over there. Now they're given the details, this preference share, equity, securities premium, P&L, 10% debentures, total of liabilities. Then you have assets total. So this is assets total, this is your liabilities total. They have given you profit after tax and preference dividend, and they have given you market price per share also. The simple question which they are asking you is, what is the share exchange ratio? I just wrote like 5 minutes before. How can you compute share exchange ratio? They might ask you anything. You only have to do what? Transferor divided by transferee. But remember one thing, you need to answer me one thing, that whenever you calculate the share exchange ratio, which is the most beneficial from transferee's point of view. So you have to give me an answer that Anjuna Limited's point of view, which of these following things base will be the best. Okay, we'll start one by one. Solution. Easy. Okay, first one. On the basis of net asset value. Sir, we don't have net assets value only. Yes, Baba, because we have to compute. Sir, EPS, okay, there's something given profit after tax. You can do something over there. Sir, market price, sir, directly given 24 and 27. What is this net assets value? We need to compute. That is basically your NAV. Okay, we need to compute that thing. So how will you compute? Simple. Particulars. What is this first company? Anjuna Limited and Arambo Limited. You might have guessed right now by seeing at the names of my question that which is my favorite place in India, because I love naming these places with the beach places, and I think literally all my questions have these questions. Book of SFM, they have these Goa names. Particulars, so there's Anjuna Limited and Arambo Limited. So first we'll see net asset value, very simple. Assets minus liabilities divided by number of shares. So first what we need to do is put in assets. Now whatever assets are there, fixed and current. Fixed assets, current assets, how much is the total? 1,22,000, 51,000. This is in rupees. Presentation is important. Step markings will be there. So please, 1,22,000 and 51,000. What is here? 35,000, 26,000. 35,000 and 26,000. Your total will be same only. It will be 1,73,000 and 61. 1,73,000 and 61,000. Very simple. Okay. Now less liabilities. So in liabilities, what do you have in Anjuna Limited? You have PSC. Equity is not a liability, P&L is not a liability, 10% debenture. You have two things. So first thing you have is PSC, and second you have 10% debentures. Okay, we need to write down the total. PSC is 20,000. PSC is 20,000. and 10% debenture is how much? 15,000. This is 15,000. Okay, we'll see for Vagator also. Arambol, sorry, Arambol. PSC is not there, and debenture is 5,000. So this is dash 5,000. Okay, 35,000, and this is 5,000. Okay, now this is the total. Give me one sec. I'll just. Okay, now net asset value, it will be assets minus liabilities. So 1,73,000 minus how much it is? 35,000. This will become 1,38,000, and this is how much? 61,000 minus 5,000. This will be 56,000. Okay, simple. Now number of equity shares. Number of equity shares. This is how much? 1 lakh is the capital. So there will be 10,000 and 5,000. Okay, very simple. 10,000, 1 lakh divided by 10. That's the face value. And this will be 5,000. Okay. So what will be your net asset value? This will be 13.8. And this will be 56,000 divided by 5,000. This will be 11.2. 11.2. Okay, so that's your NAV. So now what you can do is you can compute the share exchange ratio, which is very simple. So the share exchange ratio, therefore share exchange ratio is basically what? Net asset value of transferor company, that is your, what was it? Arambol Limited, divided by net asset value of transferee, that is your Anjuna Limited. Okay, now what is Arambol Limited? 11.2 rupees upon rupees 13.8. What is the answer? 11.2 divided by 13.8. The answer is 0.8116. 0.8116. Now what do you mean by this? So see, how do you interpret this? That's the most important part. So this is like this, 0.8116 is to 1. Now, for every 1 share of this Arambol Limited, you will get 0.8116 shares of Anjuna Limited. For every 1 share of Arambol Limited, if you are a shareholder of Arambol Limited, if someone is taking you over, so if you have 1 share, you will have 0.8116 shares of what? The new company, the one which is taking over, that is Anjuna Limited. Okay, so now we have computed this. Remember one thing, we have computed NAV. Now we have to compute what? EPS and market price. Sir, where is EPS over here? Remember, what is EPS? Earnings per share. And what is the formula? Earnings available to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. Arey Baba, they have already given you profit after tax and preference dividend. They give me everything. You only have to do divided by number of share. You don't take this directly. Huh? That will be wrong. You need EPS. You need to compute EPS first. So what? That's what we're going to do. Computation of EPS. Computation of EPS. Okay. Particulars: Anjuna, Arambol. Okay. Now profit after tax and preference dividend. I think this is rupees 24,000, and the other one is how much? 15,000. 15,000. 15,000. Okay. Now, how much the number of equity shares? If I am not wrong, the first one was 10,000, I believe. The second one was 5,000. How much is the EPS? 24,000 divided by 10,000 and 15,000 divided by 5,000. Simple. This will be rupees 2.4 and this will be rupees 3. Okay. Now, how to compute the share exchange ratio? Simple. That's the same. The formula doesn't change at all. Okay. The base might change, but not the formula. Share exchange ratio is equal to EPS of Aramco Limited, that is the transferor, upon EPS of Anjuna Limited. Okay. 3 divided by 2.4, which will give you exact 1.25. Oh, this is Jada. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? Make sure you know the meaning of it. Don't just compute. This is 1.25 is to 1. What do you mean by this? For every 1 share of Aramco, you will get 1.25 shares. So these guys, the Anjuna Limited, they need to issue so many shares. See, in this thing, they only needed to issue 0.8116. Are Baba, how much you want to issue now? For every 1 share, issue 1.25 share. No, Baba. This is not feasible. For whom transfer? Those people will be very happy. The people of Aramco will be very happy. They'll say, Baba, for every 1 share, they give me 1.25. Paila becho. Sell it. Just sell it. But the question which will come in the examination is what is beneficial for the transferee company. So you have to take the least number of shares which they will issue. Right? There's one more left. Okay. We'll not come to the conclusion first. There's one more left. There's one more left. What is left? Well, this is done. This is done. The market price is there. Market price is there. So we'll do this also now. Market price is very simple, boss. We can do it here only. We'll do it here only. Market price. They've given you 24.27. So just do it directly. Like, I mean, you write it properly. You write it properly. I'm just telling you. You write it properly. Whatever we have done, transfer and all that. 24. What is the answer? 27 divided by 24. How much is the answer? 1.125 share. Oh my God, this is so beyond imagination. I don't think they will go Anjuna Limited. So if you were on the board of directors of Anjuna Limited, what will you choose? You will choose the least possible outcome. What you are issuing must be very less. And that answer, my boy, is this. The NAV. Because in that you only issue how much? 0.8116. Simple. I hope you have got this. I hope you actually got what is how to compute share exchange ratio. I'll take one more example. This is this. Hey, one sec. Right. I don't think you will write. Okay. Okay, I'll give you in writing only. Share exchange ratio, this is the conclusion for the first question, okay? Share exchange ratio based on net assets value should be preferred from transferee's point of view. That is Anjuna Limited. Because they'll ask you which point of view. If the point of view is of the other one, the target company, they will take which is the highest. Okay, so it depends on the question which they've asked. Okay. Now, question number, girls and boys, question number 2 is on your screen. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we can do this question. Okay. Sir, this is the same question or what? No, it's not the same question, different. Okay. We are going to build up the concepts, okay, by step. Okay. Now, the following data has been provided in respect of 2 companies. Okay, thank you. What they have given? Particulars, Baga Torth Limited and Morgem Limited. Okay. Now remember one thing, what are the details? They've given you earnings after tax, okay, equity shares, EPS, PE ratio, MPS. I have seen so many people, the moment I say in the class also now, PE ratio, you know what will come out? Will come out the new technique. So PE means profit earning ratio. If that is going on in your mind, that is completely wrong. Okay, it is price earning ratio, and this is denoted by how? MPS upon EPS. Simple. Okay. Next, Morgim Limited is the acquiring company. Oh my God. So this company, you see that also. So for example, if this is given first, that does not mean this company is going to acquire this company. Yeah? You see what it is in this given question. This company, I know this is very basic, sir. We'll read the question. We are in CMA finals. Obviously, we'll read. No, I'm telling you, in that 3 घंटे का pressure, 3 hours pressure, no. You go in that flow only. I don't know the first column. This is there. He's acquiring this company. No. Just chill out. Relax. So Morgim Limited is acquiring Vagator Limited. So that means Morgim is a transferee company. Okay. What is the exchange ratio given? What? 1-to-1 basis. Okay. For Vagator Limited, the share exchange ratio is based on market price of shares. Are baba. If they've given 1:1, why to write the market price is same only? Did you understand? So they've computed the share exchange ratio on the basis of market price. Transferor divided by transferee. Are 35 divided by 35, which will give you 1 only. 1:1. For every 1 share of your, I will give you 1 share. 1:1. Did you get this? Simple. So did you get what is the share exchange ratio? It is 1:1. Simple. They give 4 questions. 4 questions. This might come for 8 to 10 marks. 8 marks, for example, if they give 2 marks for each question. Find the EPS after merger. Beautiful question. Find the change in EPS for shareholders of Vagator and Morgim. So you will complete the first question, and whatever answer it will be called as what? Post-merger EPS, because girls and boys, they've already given you what is the EPS before the merger. They want the merger after. They want the EPS. My bad. Sorry. They want the EPS after merger. So, and after you complete the first question, they automatically answer the second one. What is that? And that is there any change as compared to the before wala thing? So, boss, do you get what I'm telling? If you go over here, your second question also go wrong. Isliye, chill. Just read very carefully. Okay, that's the reason I'm stressing on that. Because the 2 questions are interlinked. Third, find the value of fourth position. If this sentence would not have been there, the answer would have been different. I'll tell you how. Then I'll start doing question number 3. Ascertain the profit according to shareholders of both the companies. That also we'll do. Main are the first 2 questions. Okay. If you crack that, the whole question is cracked. Okay. Chalo. Solution. The students who have not bought these lectures, you can do one thing, just pause over here. It like hardly 2 minutes to just copy this down, okay? Okay, chalo. Sir, 1 minute. Remember, see, think. Sir, this takeover, this is not a cash offer. They have not given cash over there. This means this is a stock offer. The 1-to-1 share. Sir, in the previous process which you just gave when we started the lecture, I mentioned the step number 1, merger gain. Is there anything given in the question regarding merger gain? No. This means we'll assume what? 0. If they are given something, then we'll take obviously. There's nothing in the question. So it will be completely 0. Chalo. Solution. First, we'll write something, okay? As information, is not given, therefore, we assume that there are no merger gains. There are no merger gains, due to which, see, if there are no merger gains, this means what? Just think, just visualize. Before merger EPS they have given you how much EPS. So remember, this is the EPS 3.5. Where's my hand? 3.5, and they've given you shares of 2 lakhs. Okay, so if you multiply 2 lakhs with 3.5, what you will get? and you will get the earnings before merger, and even in that company, the merging limited also. And if you combine these two earnings, what you will get? The earnings after merger, because there is no merger gain. If there would have been merger gain, you know what I would have done? I would have added these two and also added merger gain. But since there is no merger gain, that's why we are writing this now. As the information is not given, therefore we assume that there are no merger gains, due to which, write down, due to which earnings after tax, after merger will be sum total of earnings before merger. Just add those both, finish. Okay, so what do you do now? Tell me one thing. We'll go with the first question. So tell me one thing. Earnings of Vagatod Limited before merger. How will you find out earnings? EPS into number of shares. See how much is it? 3.5 into 7 lakh. So Vagatod is how much? 7 lakhs. Next, second, earnings of Morgem Limited before merger. How much is it? Just see, multiply it. How much? Where it is? 2.5 into 4 lakhs. 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs. So the total earnings after merger will be same only, will be the total of this. Total earnings after merger will be 17 lakhs. 17 lakhs, very simple. Now please tell me one thing. If these are the total earnings after merger, how much new shares? See the first question. You have to find out the EPS. That's what we are doing. So tell me one thing. If I want to find out the EPS, what is the numerator? Total earnings after tax. That we have got. And what is the denominator? Total number of equity share. Now you know what you will do? Sir, so simple. Add 2 lakh plus 4 lakh. They have already given over here. No, that's not that. So what we have to do is, how much this company, this Morgem company, how much shares they will issue to acquire the shareholders of Vagatod Limited. Now fortunately, in this question, the share exchange ratio is 1:1. Now tell me one thing, 1:1. For every 1 share, you will get 1 share. So how many shares this Vagatod is having? 2 lakhs. So how much will be the shares to be issued? It will be 2 lakhs only. So please tell me, how many new shares will Morgem Limited have after the merger? They are existing share. How much? 4 lakh plus this 2 lakh, 6 lakhs. I'm telling it again. This 6 lakhs has not come because of addition of these two things. That is very important. I have not added these two things. I have computed that 2 lakh and coincidentally it has become 2 lakhs only. That doesn't happen in every. This is because it is 1:1. That's why. Next. Whatever I just said, just write it down. Now, number of shares to be issued. How much is this? 2 lakhs. How? I've already given you upar. So 1:1. 2 lakhs, question mark. Okay, that's a cross multiplication. If you want to write it down properly, you can write it down also. Number of shares before, number of shares of transferor company into share exchange ratio. One and the same thing. Total number of shares after merger. This will be how much? 6 lakhs. 6 lakhs. That is your 4 lakhs original of the transferee company, which is this, where it is this, plus your 2 lakhs to be issued. Okay, 2 lakhs to be issued. Now you please tell me, what is the post merger EPS? That is the answer to your first question. Post merger EPS, how much is it? Total earnings divided by total shares, like after merger. Huh? So this you have already computed, 17 lakhs, and this is how much? 6 lakhs. Okay, what is the answer? 2.833. I hope you have got this answer. 2.833. See, I got it or not? 2.833. Now you tell me, sir, one sec. We'll see what are the consequences. Now see, if I go over here, merger limited EPS was 2.5. Now these people will be so happy, because after merger the EPS and the value is increasing is 2.833. So there is a gain over there. By how much? The difference. But the Vagator Limited people, they will be so sad, because 3.5 was their EPS before the merger, and after the merger is 2.833 has gone down. That is the decrease, and that is exactly your question number 2, my dear friends. See, find the change in EPS for shareholders of company Vagator and Morgim. I hope you have got it. If you have got it, start doing it. Don't wait for me to do it. This is your second one. Change in EPS. Effects of change in EPS. Effects of post-merger EPS. Effects of post-merger EPS. So what you can do is, for this Morgim, EPS after merger minus EPS before merger. EPS after merger how much? 2.833 minus 2.5. How much is it? 0.33. They will be dancing. They will say, oh my god, this is so cool. But what about this Vagator people? EPS after merger minus EPS before merger, rupees 2.833 minus rupees 3.5. Oh my god, that's a big blow. 0.667 minus. There is a decrease over here and there is a increase over here. Okay, I hope you have got that. Now we will go on the next question. Where is the next question? Where is the next question? We're down with 2 things. One second, I'll just stick it over here. So done. This is done. Find out the market value of the post-merged firm. The P ratio is likely to remain the same. Now tell me one thing. Where's the P ratio? How much is the P ratio? The P ratio of this transferee is 14. Now I've already given you the P ratio formula. See, you have already computed the EPS, combined EPS. Now please tell me one thing. How much is your market value of the post-merged firm? How will you do it? See, you need what? You need the market price after the merger. into number of shares, which you already have 6 lakhs. See, the third will be P ratio is equal to what? MPS. You need to find out MPS, right? You have EPS. The P ratio is not affecting, they are only saying. So what you will do over here? 14. MPS, I do not know. And EPS, you have just computed EPS, that is 2.833. 2.833 into 14. And the answer will be the new market price. Now this is the theoretical market price, huh? Not the actual. This is analyzing. You are analyzing this. The theoretical market price is how much? 39.662. And what will be the post? Where's the question? Market value of the post merge firm. Therefore, market value of post merged firm, that will be market price per share, which you already computed, into total number of shares after merger. $39.662 into 6 lakh shares, which I have already computed. $23,79,007,200. This is the answer for your third one. I hope you have got this simple. It is very simple. Okay, next. Now what is the fourth one? We've got this covered. We've got done this. Ascertain the profit accruing to shareholders of both the companies. So remember one thing. Whenever we're talking about the profit, it will be compared on the basis of your market cap and also on the basis of EPS.